Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In our civilization, it used to be like this. If you make a claim, you have to support it with evidence. Otherwise, your claim is just a claim, and the more outrageous the claim is, the more of a clown you are. So, what am I talking about here? We have a foreign minister of the Czech Republic. He's a 37-year-old guy, and he calls Lavrov a clown, and he calls the Russian Federation a terrorist state. All right, those are his statements, his claims. And I have this article coming from Ukrainska Pravda, and I would like to know why this foreign minister of the Czech Republic called Lavrov a clown. Maybe he's gonna tell us, because Lavrov said this, said this, so he made a fool of himself. Do you think he's gonna level that out for us? Or to us? No. So let's see what this person says. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda. Lavrov is a clown and Russia a terrorist. Czech foreign minister stated. This person right here. Remember when you, maybe I can put it here too, how about that? Here it is. It's unfortunate when you get or gain some notoriety by, saying some stupid stuff directed to some other people without, I would say, providing evidence. But hey, maybe the article will provide that evidence. So let's go here. And let's see what this person has to say. His name is Jan Lipavsky. He is the Czech foreign minister. In his response to his Russian counterpart, his response, all right, let's see, to counterpart Sergei Lavrov comments about the Czech president called the Russian diplomat a clown and said that the leadership of a terrorist Russia should stand trial. Now, this is just a personal, attack ad hominem, and you know who gets to this kind of things, right? Well, if you want to make fun of someone, yes, but you are in the diplomacy business. You know, you have people like me that could make fun and, make it a little bit more, entertaining. But you don't have that. You should not have that. But anyway, if this is your way of dealing with your way of diplomacy, okay, that's good. Now, let's see. Lipavsky wrote on Twitter that, and I'm quoting, the statements, I would like to know which one they are, of Lavrov, the clown, about our President Pavel are simply ridiculous. Okay, what statements? I would like to know. And I'm quoting, again, Mr. Lipavsky. Russia is a terrorist state, and its leadership should face an international tribunal. End quote. The Czech diplomat stressed. Okay. Lipavsky did not specify, and this is very strange because it comes from Ukrainska Pravda, did not specify, of course, which of Lavrov's statements he was referring to. So he did not specify. And now Ukrainska Pravda still has to, do some damage control for Mr. Lipavsky. And I'm reading the article again. However, the Russian foreign minister recently said that the reaction of the Czech president to China's position on Ukraine does not correspond to political norms. Well, that's a very diplomatic way of putting things, right? So if, and we don't know, just Ukrainska Pravda decided to say maybe this is what triggered Lipavsky to behave like a toddler. So, however, all right, that's what he said, because the Czech president said that China is in no position to be a mediator, and China wants actually the benefits out of the war, therefore they should not be considered as mediators. But the United States does not benefit, therefore they should. This is extra from me. Now, and I'm quoting, these are statements that have nothing to do with the work of a normal political figure. Lavrov said, all right, remember, this is what they think, which is Ukrainska Pravda, that triggered Lipavsky to call Lavrov a clown. They think, because he didn't specify. So all I said right here, could be just ignored. I just put it here because Ukrainska Pravda put it over there as a, as I said, damage control. Petr Pavel, Czech president, stated that China could not be trusted as a mediator in establishing peace between Russia and Ukraine in an interview with Politico because it benefits Beijing to continue the war. Now, I don't know if it benefits Beijing, but I don't think Beijing could be really impartial because it's really on, a little bit, they know who's an enemy and who's not an enemy. And for Beijing, United States is an enemy. Russia is not an enemy that much, if you know what I mean. So yes, he's right. President Pavel is right, but I think for the wrong reasons. Because if that's the case, then you should have all the West involved in supporting Ukraine being disconsidered outside. Apart from the Czech Republic, other countries are also skeptical that China can act as neutral mediator given its friendship without limits with Russia. Correct. And remember, those other countries are only the countries that are vassal to the United States of America. I don't think Zimbabwe, which is not in the sphere of the United States of America, would have the same opinion. I agree with what those guys say. No, China cannot really be. But if it can help, why not? You know what I mean? Let's say, I'm just giving an analogy. Let's say you have a child, or your child, you can't swim, you don't know how to swim, and your child is in the middle of the lake and he's drowning. And you have your neighbor that you don't like, and the neighbor doesn't like you either, but he knows how to swim. He takes his shoes off, takes his clothes off, ready to go and save your child from drowning, and say, no, you can't do that, you can't be trusted because you are, I don't like you and you don't like me. Well, what options do you have? Don't you think that you should see that this guy maybe is going to help? I mean, what is going to do? Go and push your kid down in front of everybody? You know what I mean? So the same here. I think sometimes you have to, deal with situations like this when you could, invite or accept help from people that you don't like. The problem is here is they don't want anybody to get into their business. You see? Ukraine supposedly is just the problem between Ukraine and Russia, and we're not involved, nothing to do with us. But we don't, we don't let anybody come in. They sent weapons. They did everything they possibly could to destroy Russia, short of nuclear weapons and direct attacks. And then they say, well, we're not involved, but we're somehow trustworthy. But China is not. Who says that? We. And we are in this up to our neck. So you see the hypocrisy here? So again, to this little guy that I looked over his little Wikipedia here. So he's, as I said, a 37-year-old guy, and all I needed to see here is this. And for me it was clear. This was, all right, okay, got it. So you are one of these guys. You're the vassal state of this one. And another thing that I saw here, honors. On August 30th, Order of Merit from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for supporting Ukraine. So all these two right here, he's 37 years old. So these two things for me did it. It doesn't mean that he can't be an intelligent, and he I think did 2 semesters or courses in Great Britain here at where is it? Early Life, University of Kent. So he joined the Erasmus program for 2 semesters at the University of Kent, United Kingdom. Nothing wrong with that. Other people graduated from foreign universities, and they're not necessarily on the payroll of those countries. So you can't assume, but you have 3 strikes over there. Well, he's clearly on one side, which is nothing wrong with that. He picked side, he was pushed, he worked for that, he was promoted in that direction. Remember, he's a 37-year-old. It was in 2020 when he was with Blinken, so that's 3 years back. So he was about 35 or so, right? 35. At 35, he was the foreign minister of Czech Republic. That's a kind of achievement. As Baerbock of Germany, another achievement, and another very smart one. And this guy who is a diplomat, that's his diplomacy. I don't like what you say, you're a clown, you're an idiot, you're this or that. Who refers to these kind of things? This is the kindergarten level that we have here in the United States as well, and our leaders, our media personalities, and people that you meet at work or on the street, that are intellectuals. They say that, hey, I have a degree this, I have a master, I have a PhD, and they are that level. And these are the people we have to deal with. How are we going to deal with? Can you argue with them? Can you ignore them? You share the same territory with them. And they try to, do this to you. What are they going to do? The only thing you can do is work within the system. Go and vote. Yeah. No, my friends, speak up. Speak up and speak out. Don't stay quiet. These guys are not very bright, all right? They're just children. Children, brains in adult bodies. And you should be and ought to be and are smarter than they are. And more prepared because you're stronger. You're strong. They're weak. A weak person would revert to calling names or name calling. Not a strong one. A strong one would do something else. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.